Good morning, y'all. My name is Frank. Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday morning. So it's been an eventful week, to say the least, right? To say the least. Been an eventful week. I'm sort of glad that tomorrow's the start of a fresh week. Today's December 1st, so it's the start of a fresh month. But also I'm not, right? My mom's birthday's coming up in a week and a half. That's always a sad day for me with my mom, passing when I was younger. Uh, then Christmas, then New Year's, all right? Then January 2nd is the anniversary of the day my mother was killed. 2 days after that is my father's service. 3 days after that is my father's birthday. So I just got a lot of shit, right? Just a lot of stuff. And then the holidays, I was thinking about, I'm going to pick up Major, right? And I was thinking about sitting down with them and picking out a Christmas tree and picking out what type of designs, whether a white tree or a green tree and what type of designs and stuff, right? Because somebody had mentioned this in one of the comments, and I was like, damn, you're right. I have to start creating new traditions with my family. But also with that comes, damn, this is my new family, right? Me, Mage, and Mercy. This is my new family, and hopefully, my older daughter, she'll be involved also. Um, it's this shit is still like mind blowing to me, right? And I've been doing a lot of trying to educate myself on grief and what we feel as a loss, and the stages of grief and what they are, and all that stuff. And I'll go lately. So for the past few months, I was sort of in this denial stage and disbelief stage that the person that I planned the whole rest of my life with, I was sort of in disbelief that this was actually happening, right? And then she came and picked up some of her stuff. She didn't take everything. She left the drawer, a couple drawers full of stuff. And I'm like, damn, did she do it by accident or what? All that shit. But I seen the mannerisms, right? Because I got the alert on the Ring camera, and, I have cameras in my house, and I was watching it, and it was heartbreaking to watch, right? But the mannerisms that I've seen those mannerisms before, right? I've seen them before. The person that I seen, I seen her before. I haven't seen her for a long time, but I seen her before. You know, and there's so much that it has me questioning, right? So when me and Rachel got married, we got married when I was in jail. I didn't really want that. She was very adamant about us getting married when I was in jail, and I didn't want that. You know, we had got together and started our relationship, and then I was out on bail, and then things went wrong with my bail. So I had to go back to jail for a couple years. But when I went back to jail, I was sentenced to, I think, like 3 to 7 years or something, right? So she was very adamant, like, let's get married. I want to get married. I want to get married. I want to get married. And I remember thinking of the girls. And when I say the girls, that's Rachel's older daughters, the twins. I thought about them and I said no. And I thought about my older daughter and I said, would I want my daughters to marry somebody that was in jail? Hell no. And it doesn't mean just because I'm in jail that I'm a bad person. It just means, would I want that for them? No, absolutely not. If they were to tell me that, I'd be like, hell no. You could wait. But she was so adamant. And for me, it was also like, man, this is the woman that I love. If that's what she wants, so be it. This is just temporary. We'll get married and then we can have a wedding and a service and all that stuff, And then I started to think, right, recently, when I started thinking and playing stuff back in my head, and it was because one of the comments, when I had mentioned about me and her sister falling out, and how Rachel said, no, I didn't read the messages. I didn't read the messages. In my head, I felt like that was straight up bullshit when she said it. I was like, what do you mean you didn't read the messages? She said, oh, I just pressed, delete or whatever. In my head, I was like, that's weird. But I wanted to believe it so bad, right? And I viewed it as, I don't lie to her, so why would she lie to me, right? And I'm not saying that I've never lied to Rachel, because that's untrue. I've lied to her. I just don't lie to her, right? I don't lie to her on a normal basis at all. I just don't. That's not something I don't do it to anybody. So when I read that comment, right, and it said, there's no way, absolutely no way that she didn't read those messages, I was like, damn, that's the same thing I thought, right? And then I seen all the likes and the comments on it, and there was like almost like 100. And I was like, damn, I was the only idiot naive enough to believe that. And it wasn't because I believed it. It was because I sort of wanted it to be true. Because then maybe that's why she didn't stand up for me and stick up for me, right? That's why she let her sister say all this stuff bad about me and didn't stand up for me. But in my heart, I knew she read them. She knew what she said. And there's no way that if she didn't read them and it's, 7, 8 years later, that this is just now coming to light that she didn't read them and she said, oh, I apologize. I didn't know that's what happened. So now when I tell you that there's a lot of those situations, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of stuff that I sort of chose to believe her say. I chose to believe the words coming out of her mouth when common sense and patterns have showed me different, right? But I sort of thought, well, I don't lie to her, right? So why should she feel the need to lie to me? You know? And I know this fucking video is all over the place. I'm sorry. It's just like some thoughts that I've been thinking. And then furthermore, I began to think and like, how could she, like, how could you like do this, right? How could you do this? Right? Like, I would have never done this to you, ever. I would have never done this to you, right? It almost made me feel like, you know, we have stuff around our house that we buy, and if it's cheap, we throw it away. We don't worry about cleaning it and fixing it, right? Because that takes a certain amount of time and a certain amount of care. That's like what that makes me feel like, right? And she had said something one time, you know, and I was like, damn, you just, like, you're just throwing everything away. You're just throwing everything away. Like, this is something that I think, you know, like should be treated with love and care and is worth fixing, right? And then you realize it is to me, but it's to somebody else. And it hurts. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. It hurts. So, sorry for rambling y'all for the last 15 minutes. And it's just been one of those days. I thank you guys for listening, though. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. If you're watching, I love you. I miss you. Hope this is easier for you than it is for me. Have a great day, y'all.